is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. We're going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets, a team that was at the bottom of the seeding. They moved up and they was below 500 for a little bit. Now they're starting to put it all together, and they're 13-10 and fourth in the Atlantic Division. When you look at this team, you have seen different versions of this team. We've seen the version with Karis LeVert and Kyrie, and now they both injured, but they found a way to dig deep and found ways of how to close and win games. They have beat some tough teams like the Nuggets not too long ago, I believe, and they also beat the Celtics, and those was big wins for them because they needed to continue changing their season. And Brooklyn was a team that a lot of people thought would make the playoffs, including myself. I feel like there was a playoff lock in the East just based off talent. And that shows you how much talent matters and how much chemistry matters, because they had better talent at the beginning of the season, but that didn't equal wins. Kyrie was one of the most unstoppable players this season so far when he was healthy, and they was picking up more losses than wins. Not only that, he had Karis LeVert in the backcourt with him, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend and consistently score, especially in the fourth quarter. They relied a lot on Kyrie and his ability to create shots for himself and others, but it really wasn't ball movement. It was just him moving and doing his job and just trying to get people shots off of that, which wasn't a whole team concept. And Dinwiddie is not Kyrie. He's not better than Kyrie. And I know a lot of people want to say, well, they've been winning. They've been doing a whole lot better without Kyrie and Karis LeVert, which is true. That's factual. You look at the record, you look at the difference when he was healthy and when how they are right now, and you can't deny that they've been playing better. But I just feel like that just comes with the chemistry. Spencer Dinwiddie played with these guys, and remember, Karis LeVert missed a lot of time last year in a regular season, and Dinwiddie had to step up even when he went down. D'Lo stepped up. So Kenny Atkinson knows what he's doing. I didn't panic. I didn't think, even now, I never made a video saying, are they better without Kyrie? I never made a video saying Brooklyn is struggling, they ain't going to make the playoffs. I figured that they had a lot of new pieces, and they had a lot of guys that was in and out of the lineup, and it was just tough for them to put it together for long stretches, especially in the fourth quarter, where they lost a lot of their games, or Kyrie missed a game winner, or just didn't knock them down. And those are games that if you win, you're above 500, but they just couldn't find a way to get those W's. And it came down to the last section, and they just couldn't execute. They just couldn't hit those plays and make the right plays, and they ended up losing those games, and it really hurted their record. And 13-10, if you would have told me they'd be 13-10, that's a terrible record, because I thought they would be better. I had this team in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference just because they had Kenny Atkinson, and the team really was intact a lot. They missing some pieces, but not all of them. And Kyrie is an upgrade over D'Angelo Russell. Plus, you get a healthy season of Karis LeVert, a guy that had a great playoff run last year, and he showed that he can be a guy that could potentially be a 20-point scorer and even a borderline all-star. And we all thought that that's how he had come into the season. But Karis LeVert hasn't really been that great either, and he's back injured. And that was my biggest problem with Kevin Durant going to Brooklyn, is, can you trust Kyrie? If Kyrie is your second best player, or he's the next star, can he stay healthy? But not only that, Karis LeVert hasn't, in his whole career, high school, college, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. That's why I could not buy into the Brooklyn Nets hype, just because Kevin Durant is great. We don't know how good he's going to be right away. We don't know if they're going to gel right away. We don't know how Kevin Durant is going to fit with this team. He is a guy that can take over games. He is a guy that can knock down threes. He's a guy that can literally make his teammates better, and he can carry offenses and help you win games. But Is that going to be best for the team? Is that going to be best with Kyrie? And those are questions that's legitimate. And we seen that this start of this season, Kyrie is an upgrade over D'Angelo Russell, but they struggled to win games for about a month. And now they're just now putting it together and going on good stretches of wins. And that's the point. They're struggling now. Kevin Durant, we don't know how he's going to be. How good is this team? How good can they be? What moves can they make? Because when you get Kyrie and Kevin Durant, your goal is to win a championship. You got two of the top 15 players in the world. Your goal is winning the title. This is what the fans expect. This is what you should be gearing up towards, and this is what you should expect with the type of talent that they have on this roster. And they have looked, even now, so far away from being a serious contender in the East. Now, I know everybody thought that they wasn't going to be a contender this year anyway because they don't have Kevin Durant, which is fair, and I think we all giving them a pass this season, even if they get put out in the first round, even if they do make it past the second round, we still know that they're not going to really be a serious contender until Kevin Durant comes back. But this team just has a lot of question marks defensively. They have a lot of question marks offensively. And even though I like Kenny Atkinson, I feel like he has done a good job. Even though I like Kyrie, he's one of my favorite players in the league. This team doesn't look like a team that can literally go out there and compete for a title as constructed, even with Kevin Durant. You might win 50 games, but it's just a lot of teams that just way better. And when it just comes to team, like building the team as a team, and just the fact that we don't know how the offense is going to be, and they don't look like a great defensive team, and they don't have great individual defenders, and they don't have a great team scheme defensively either. And I really want to see how they're going to play too. They're going to go ISO Kyrie and Kevin Durant. What is their offense going to be? Because now it looks a lot better because they're moving the ball, but that's not how it's going to be with Kevin Durant and Kyrie on the court because they like to go isolation. They like to get switches so they can take advantage of it. And that's just basically like the Rockets. The Rockets have been able to win 50-plus games every season, but they only made it so far. They never made it to the finals. And the only thing that helps Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets is the fact that as of right now, the serious contenders in the East are really Philly and Milwaukee when it comes to talent, not just record-wise. When it comes to talent, Philly and Milwaukee are the teams that's going to be what they're going to be competing against if they want to come out the East. And I feel like both of those teams are good matchups and probably will be the favorites against the Nets with KD. So I'm just interested in seeing this team play a little bit more. And Kyrie's supposed to be coming back this week or a little bit, probably a couple on a weekend. And I really want to see how him and Karis LeVert really gel because I was one of the first people, if not the first person, to say this is one of those teams I can see trading for a guy like Bradley Beal to take their game to another level. And it's mainly because Karis LeVert hasn't lived up to that all-star hype just yet. And the fact that they have their best players have been injury prone. And that's not good when you're trying to win games and have a great seeding in the playoffs. But it's also not good because these guys cannot stay healthy and they could get injured in the playoffs, which Kyrie has been injured multiple times in the playoffs or he has missed the entire playoffs. So I'm still a little questionable on this Brooklyn team. I'm not really on the bandwagon. I'm not really hating them. I'm not really loving them. I'm just thinking about what this team could be, as they haven't shown even now, even in the beginning of the season when it was fully healthy, they haven't shown that they have that championship DNA. They haven't shown that they have the right type of system offensively and defensively to win games against the best teams in the NBA. And that's tough to do. But this team is going to ride on how great KD is going to be coming off the Achilles injury. We know he is a hard worker. We know how great he is, but how much can he give you offensively and defensively coming off this injury? Hopefully he really busts his ass in the summer. I'm not questioning. I feel like he's going to do it because if this ain't the KD of last playoffs against the Rockets and against the Clippers, this team can really be one of the third or fourth best team in the East. And if things don't go their way or they get an injury at the wrong time, this whole experiment can blow up in their face. And that's why I've been a bit skeptic of this team. I don't like it. I really don't like this team as it's currently constructed. I don't feel like you can win a title with this team, even if Kevin Durant was healthy. I just don't. And mainly because your best players are injury prone, including Spencer Dinwiddie. And they're not great defenders. And they're not the best guys to rely on. So I really want to see what they do this off season and what they do with Kevin Durant coming into next season. But I'm liking how they're playing now. I like the trust that they have in each other. I like the fact that guys aren't scared to get in other players' way. Their role players are playing better. They're getting more touches. They're getting a lot more confident. They playing more better together than they have done in the beginning of the season. And they're starting to look like they're a team that's starting to figure it out. The only problem is Kyrie and Karis LeVert are coming back, which means they got to refigure everything out again because these are guys that's going to get big minutes and these are guys that's going to have opportunities to take the ball out of the hands of the guys that's making it successful now. And then they got to figure out how to win with those two guys back in the starting lineup, which means this season could be a mediocre season at best, which may not be a bad thing, but it's also not a good sign unless they make a major move in the offseason to really make this team go from a mediocre to okay team to being a legitimate championship contender as soon as Kevin Durant can come back, which he's still going to be rusty and stuff anyway. So I'm still a little worried, guys, on this Nets team. They got the talent, they got the shooters, they got guys that can create, but do they have guys that can buy in and play together and sacrifice and play good, great elite defense and offense for a 48-minute stretch when you're going against the best teams in the NBA playoffs? Because like I said, I don't really care about what they do in the regular season. I just want to see this team healthy in the postseason this year and next year so we can really see and gauge how good this team really is. They haven't been able to show that this year, but with those other two guys coming back, hopefully we can get a glimpse of how special this team can be. And hopefully we get a glimpse of why Kyrie and KD wanted to join this nucleus and this coaching staff over other teams that they could have went to. Right now they're friends, they love playing with each other, but that only takes you so far because the NBA is all about winning. It's all about winning championships and being the best team you can be. And this team seems a little further from that than we thought coming into the season. But I was one of the people that questioned it. I was one of the people that was weary. And I was one of the people that really went up and going crazy over them signing Kyrie and Kevin Durant for these specific reasons that we see right now. And it looks like I'm right. But then again, Kevin Durant hasn't played a game. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this Brooklyn Nets team can win with Kyrie being the second best player? Can you depend on Kyrie to stay healthy? Same with Karis LeVert, same with Dinwiddie. Or do you think that it's KD? You get KD back, you know he's a hard worker, you know he puts in the work, you know that he can find a way to reinvent himself if need be. And if that's the case, can his team defend and execute on a 48-minute basis to help them beat teams like Philly, Milwaukee, Boston, and other teams like Toronto in a 7-game series? They should be able to beat these teams. But right now, they're showing that they're worse than those teams so far. And even when Kyrie and Karis LeVert was healthy, they still were so far away from being a good team that I still had to put them in as an okay and a mediocre team, which is fair because they was below 500 when they had Karis LeVert and Kyrie, and now they're above 500 without them, but they still have to integrate them. So I still have to see if that's going to be a great thing, good thing, or is it going to bring them back down to where they just a okay team. So they got a lot of things to figure out, roster-wise, coaching-wise, defensively, offensively, and seeing if they can literally stay healthy. And they haven't been able to do that for the last 3 years. So that's a question mark, and that's what I said when they first decided to come to Brooklyn. And it has already took their toll, and it hasn't even been 30 games so far in the season. So let me know what you guys think about Brooklyn. Let me know what you guys think about the East. And let me know what you guys think about KD for MVP. This is a team that has a lot of questions and a lot of things they got to prove and a lot of things they're gonna have to fight. This is gonna be a team with a lot of adversity. So if they do succeed in the future, they're gonna have a lot of doubters, a lot of haters, a lot of skeptics. And at the end of the day, that might empower them, that might push them, but it also will be a great story if they prove them wrong. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies, I break down players, I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.